Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. We know that the United States Mint, or the US Mint, completely sold out of American Eagles, ramping up to the 3 or 4 million ounce mark within a couple of weeks. And that usually takes a very long time to accumulate that much silver bought. So the markets ran rampant as the shelves ran dry. And what that did was cause extremely high premiums for American Eagles, paying $30+ for an American Eagle, which is absolutely ridiculous, right? Usually these coins are sold around spot price, but as they are a worldwide renowned coin, they were bought up. So I have good news. The U.S. Mint at West Point is to resume limited production on April 21st, which is today. So they are starting to kick in production of these coins, which hopefully will drive some of the premiums down. But let's jump into this article. So the United States Mint will resume limited production Tuesday morning, April 21st, at the Mint facility at West Point. During the temporary suspension of operations at West Point Mint, in consultation with local public health officials, a thorough cleaning of the facility was conducted in accordance with Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC) guidelines. So it looks like because of the disease, they had to also, Royal Canadian Mint was shut down for 2 weeks. U.S. Mint sold out, but also because the disease is spreading, the pandemic caused things to become a lot worse. So additional social distancing procedures were implemented, building on measures previously taken to reduce the risk of exposure to the disease, and Mint employees at West Point have been designated mission essential. So it is essential now, right? This is definitely essential. People don't understand that silver is needed for so many things, whether it's dental alloys, whether it's cell phones, laptops, whether it's space equipment, whether it's photography, so many different things. Solar panels, it's used in medical wall paint. There's colloidal silver in the medical world. So silver is definitely essential. We need silver to be able to, you would not go one second throughout your day without using something that has silver in it, with whether it's vehicles, because silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity and electricity, so silver is widely used in everything. So it definitely should be essential to start producing silver again, not only just from a stacker standpoint, but from an environmental and an economic standpoint. The Mint facility at West Point procedures investment grade silver, or gold, silver, platinum, and palladium bullion coins. The United States Mint does not sell its bullion coins directly to the public. Instead, they are distributed through a network of official distributors called authorized purchasers, who in turn create a two-way market, buying and selling precious metals wholesalers, private investors, and local bullion coin dealers. So hopefully this is going to push the premiums down on these American Eagles a little bit, like I was saying earlier in the video. Because if not, then who knows what's going to happen. The markets are insanely backwards right now, right? You can get a Lunar Series 2 Year of the Snake, a 2013 Year of the Snake, which I just purchased for $23, but an American Eagle is $30. Well, the Lunar Series 2 is one of the most collectible series of any silver coins worldwide, and those coins are going for less of a premium than American Eagles that are sold at spot price, that are sold in the hundreds of millions of ounces. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. So Mint bullion coins are sold based on the prevailing market price of gold, silver, platinum, or palladium, plus a small premium to cover minting, distribution, and market costs. So that's definitely some good news I wanted to share with you guys and gals. So what do you think about this? Do you think this is going to help? Do you think this is going to help the premiums start to drag down that are on American Eagles, since it looks like they're going to start producing them again? I am curious what you have to say. I'm definitely curious. But I also have another article. So silver forecast likely to stay in range for short term. So as other markets are selling off, stock markets, whatever the case is, looks like silver is still holding some of its ground. So here's a forecast for silver. So silver markets have rallied a bit during the trading session on Monday, reaching towards the 50-day EMA as it continues to be a bit of a fulcrum for the price. The 50-day EMA is flat, so that tells you how flat the market is in general vicinity. Ultimately, this is a market that will continue to be pushed and pulled by a couple of different things. After all, the market is a precious metal, so that is a bit of a safe haven type of the market. And silver markets are much smaller than gold markets. See, gold is more of the safe haven, silver is more of the industrial metal. So silver's more tied to the economy, right? Silver's tied to the economy. So when things are crazy in the economy, silver tends to bite the dagger a little bit because it's used as an industrial metal, and it's used, if the economy's bad shape, silver could be as well. It's not seen as the safe haven metal like gold is. So ultimately, this is a market that will get a bit of a boost due to the fact that central banks around the world will continue to flood the world with fiat currency, right? They're pumping all this money into the system, trying to get ourselves out of debt, and it's not working, right? It's not working. They're trying to flood the market, oversaturating the market with fiat currency, and that's not going to work because we don't have money to do it with. However, silver market also has the industrial component that keeps it going, or keeping it down. Kind of like how I just explained. There will be a lot of negativity attached to it due to the fact that the industrial demand will be almost nothing. After all, silver market reflected the demand is silver and electronics and like. Let me read that again. Silver markets reflect the demand for silver in electronics and the like. Ultimately, this is a part of the reason why silver will continue to underperform gold in times like this, as although it does offer a bit of a safety, demand just isn't there for as far as being practical. So that's kind of what I was mentioning earlier in the video. In the spirit, we will quite often see a bit of a bread trade between gold and silver markets, meaning that people will buy gold and short silver. At the point, they will pocket the difference between the two contracts. At this point, silver seems to have a lot of support around the $15 level, extending all the way down to the $14.50 level. So I don't think that you can be a seller of this market here, as the market, unless, of course, you're doing the spread trade, has shown such a massive amount of bullish pressure from the downside. I believe that the resistance above is closer to the $16 level, almost certainly $16.50 level above that. The 200-day EMA is at roughly $16.50, and that, of course, will offer you a bit of a noise as well. So it's saying a lot of volume. The resistance level, which is the top, is around that $16.50 level. But if it breaks through that, then who knows how much higher prices can go. Paying attention to this market, you can see what we have is seen as a massive grind higher. But again, if you're looking to play the precious metals trade, probably want to be doing it with the gold market instead of silver, as gold is much more of a pure precious metals trade. So they're saying that, if you're going to be trading, which I'm curious, do you trade between gold and silver, how they called it that bread trade? Are you trading between precious metals, or are you holding? You have four options basically: buy, sell, trade, or actually hold, right? And the smartest, safest option, in my opinion, is holding off. You don't always have to be buying, right? Sometimes it might just be smarter to hold off. Because when you're buying, right now, there's premiums. There's extremely high premiums. So you're paying the cost, and the chance of you having to or being able to receive the premiums back is very unlikely. So you're paying $30 for a coin, but that you can only sell for $15, $16 max. So what's the point of that, right? So there's no point to buy. There's no point to sell because silver's so cheap. Unless you can get the premiums, unless you're selling American Eagles on eBay for $30, ripping people's heads off, which I'm sure there's a market for. But the whole point is that sometimes it's just smarter to hold. Trading is very risky, like the article said. It's very risky. That's the only other option that can make you money right now, but it's risky, but there is rewards. Wherever there's a lot of risk, there is a lot of reward. It just depends if you are willing to play that risk out. So I'm curious what you are doing. I'm holding off right now. I bought a little bit of silver earlier. I did an unboxing video yesterday. I only bought a couple ounces. I got the Lunar Series 2 by Perth Mint. The Lunar Series, I got the Year of the Snake. I got the Year of the Chicken. What else did I get? I got a 2020 Panda, and I got the Lunar Series 2 Year of the Dragon. So, I did capitalize on some of that because the premiums were extremely low. It was basically it was a huge deal. It was basically a ripoff to them because these coins are usually sold around $50, and I only paid $24 per coin. So, it's a very good deal, but, sometimes when you find something like that, it is, not always is the right time to buy, but if you find a good deal, then go for it. Why not? Keep stacking silver. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Like I said, just to recap a little bit, the U.S. Mint at West Point is to resume limited production on April 21st, which is today, so American Eagles are being pumped into the system. Hopefully that will start to push the premium down because these premiums are way too high. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. The link to these 2 articles will be in the description if you want to check them out yourself. This was Silver Slayer. Make sure to smash the like button. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.